Getting back on schedule. The holidays are now over. I'm moving in a few days, next week actually. And I'm ready, but I've got to do more work. Today I was at my dad's house all day. It's 9 o'clock. I'm gonna hang out with my sister, mom, and girlfriend for the rest of the night. Tomorrow it is back to work. Nothing else to say. It is tough doing a gameplay review every single day for 1,000 days when there are days when you don't do anything. And I think that is okay. Sometimes it is okay to let your mind rest, especially when pretty much all I do is work. Come on, is no one going to tell me that I have some sort of food in my teeth? That is messed up, guys. Well, I hope everyone had good holidays. I used to not appreciate spending time with my family like I do now, especially because I move around a lot, I travel a lot, and I'm hyper focused on work. So sometimes it is nice once in a while to sit back, relax, see your cousins, your family. That entire ordeal, it is very refreshing. There is something that is pretty interesting though, because I have changed quite a bit from high school. In high school, I would party a lot with my buddies and drink every single weekend or every single day. We would get high, pretty much everything that a high school party animal may do. But now I don't really do any of that. And all I did was really play video games then. And that was all I cared about. But now, probably 90% of my waking day, I'm thinking about business or something along those lines. That's all I'm thinking about. And when you see your family that you only see every maybe a few times a year, they assume that you are the exact same person that you were the last time you saw them. And I'm okay with that, but sometimes it does get to be a bit weird when that is not the way I act at all anymore. I still like to be goofy and hang out with my buddies and stuff, but that is no longer my entire identity. And people will have their view of you, which is sometimes and oftentimes a almost complete opposite of the person and the ideal that you actually are. And it's definitely a reflection when you see the comparison between the person who you are and the person that your family, who only sees you once a year, thinks that you are based upon your past self. I'm sure that if anybody has been gone for a prolonged period of time and have not seen their family and have had some sort of change, they would recognize that. Because I think it is normal to change. Uh, is everyone the same person they were when they were 7? No, I personally don't do the exact same thing I did when I was 8, 9 years old. And then I changed and continued to adapt. And I'm always chasing, I think, the best version of myself. At least that has been the progression, or at least what I'm now trying to do. And I've heard quite a few people tell me, "Oh, Josh, you've changed." And I'm like, yeah, I've actually tried to. The person I was before is not the person I would want to be, who would drink and smoke on the weekends, who never got anything done, didn't care about their health, didn't care about their mental health or anything, really. I didn't care about anything. Now I have things that I am very happily care about. Growing a business, thinking along those kinds of things. I have a lot better values, I believe. So yes, I actually did change. And guess what? I actually think that is good. So happy holidays. I hope you guys got whatever you want. I think another thing is now I don't really want any gifts because if I want something, I will usually just buy it for myself. But I do sometimes enjoy giving gifts if I can think of something thoughtful and get someone like that next year. I would love to either pay off my mom's house or retire her for next Christmas. I don't think that's too realistic. It depends on how my job goes with this guy, Ken McElroy. January 3rd, I'll be moving down there. If it goes exceptionally well, there is a possibility I can do that. But by next Christmas, I don't think that's too realistic. But that's the goal. Hopefully, even before that. But it's probably pretty unlikely. And then let's see. I don't know. I should probably do a video as to what I suspect will happen in 2024, but right now my brain is very foggy. It's because I haven't exercised today. I haven't worked out in 3 or 4 days, which I'm very, very excited to get back to the gym tomorrow and on a much stricter schedule. I also, on completely unrelated news, when I do move to Arizona, instead of cooking, I had a few options. I was thinking either I could get a rotisserie chicken every day with some turkey or something and just manhandle that. But now I'm thinking maybe I just buy the pre-made meals. A lot of companies are now servicing high protein, one ingredient foods, just pre-made meals. For me, I'm fine spending however much money it is to have the pre-made box meals that are very healthy, that I know are high in protein, decent calories. For me, that's fine. I'm not a picky eater. I can take down just about anything and I'm okay with it. When I really didn't like some of the meals I was eating in Colombia, even though a lot of the food was great, but sometimes it'd be repetitive eating the same chicken steak or whatever every single day, or an egg. Sometimes it was tough to get down. What I would do is I would just slap pineapple on it and just mix it all together. Some people think that's gross, and I agree with you. It is gross, but I'm not picky. I can just take it down. So that's probably what I'll do there is get a tub of pineapple, have my chicken, my ground beef, my steak or whatever, and just manhandle it because the main benefit of eating super, super, super healthy, when I say that, I mean one ingredient food. For me, it's high in protein, maybe having just predominantly meats and stuff along those lines. For me, my energy levels are so, so high to where and my mental clarity is even higher. So energy up, mental clarity up, mental fog down, those lunch droughts that a lot of people have where you want to take a nap, not as much. My bowel movements are a lot better. But guess what? When I'm back in Boston, where I'm from, or from Lynn, Massachusetts, when I'm back home, I resort to the way that I've always acted. Go into the cabinet, I see a box of Pringles or a big canister, I'm taking that whole thing down. I open up the freezer and I see ice cream. Guess what? That is going in my stomach. So I resort to my old ways when I am home. Maybe I spend a little bit more extra time scrolling on Instagram or anything like that. But now, recently, Instagram has been so very boring to me. It is not getting my dopamine receptors fried. But now, I think conversations in my head are way more mentally stimulated and dopamine filling than scrolling on my Instagram. I don't know why it is, but I'm very, very thankful. I think it's because I look down upon myself so much when I'm scrolling on my phone. I'm actively telling myself that I'm the most pathetic loser. You think that you're someone who shouldn't be doing this, so don't do it. And now it's becoming much less fun. So I still just have the nurturing instinct to protect this thing like it is a baby of mine. It's part of me. But I'm trying to separate that to the best of my ability. Is it working? Not as well as I wish it could be. Still, I'm definitely going along the right lines. This is a useless video. Zero substance, probably. But hey, it's the holidays. What? I would ask what your goals are for 2024, but I always think that's so stupid. Why do people give themselves goals to do in the future when you could just start them now? I used to do that all the time. Oh, I'm going to start a diet tomorrow. It'll be like 4 p.m. And, okay, Josh, why wait until tomorrow? Just stop being a fat pig now and go to the gym, go for a long-ass run, and stop being a pussy. Or you're telling yourself you're going to do all these things in the future. You know, it takes the baby steps today. One of my buddies always says, how do you eat an elephant? I'm like, how do you eat an elephant? It would be impossible. I mean, there's no way I could fill it. He'd say 1 bite at a time. When you have these ginormous tasks ahead of you, break them up into smaller pieces. Just the day by day is all that matters. Where you are today is just a result of your past behaviors. If you've been working out, eating healthy for the past year, you would have built muscle, gotten bigger, gotten more muscular, probably toned down a little. If you were working and studying something every day for the past year for 2023, then guess what? You would be a lot further along in the process. But if you just continuously wait until the future or tell yourself to wait until the future to start, You never get there. That's just, I mean, common sense stuff. Common sense stuff. But everyone makes these mistakes, myself included, because we are human and we continuously make the same mistakes. Which I think everybody knows what they should be doing at all times, but they don't do it. So, what does that say? Goodbye.